Engineers, architects, these are all referral based. Foreclosures all day long. $1 trillion in debt coming due up till the next 3 years. Mortgage brokers, believe me, they know what's going on. Commercial brokers. Lenders, absolutely. And we're going to talk about where I can send you guys to one resource, and you can pretty much get all the hard money lenders and conventional wisdom lenders that you want. Okay. Appraisers, because they know the value. They do as-is, forward-looking. Gentleman in the audience here came up, if you don't mind me, can I share your story? Is that okay? Yeah? He came up to me and he said, hey, Terry, I possibly want you to check out this deal. I actually own some acreage down south here in California, and I want to go ahead and get the development done on it. And he asked me what's the first thing that he should go do. I said, well, what you want to do is get an appraisal. You got to know what you got, as is forward-looking, and you can take your exit strategies from there. But people that own commercial real estate, they look just like this gentleman over here. They look just like you. So, there's people here that own commercial. Sure, much more people than just him, many more. Title companies as well, attorneys, land environmental personnel, of course. There's something called a phase 1 and a phase 2, and that's an environmental study. That's pretty much, in a nutshell, what you need to know. There's no need to drag that out. I know there's people that teach environmental classes where you can actually go and take days of your life to learn environmental studies. Guys, take it from me. You're sleeping. It's a phase 1, PHASE 1. That means that you're getting an environmental. They're going to look at the ground. They're going to make sure that the soil samples, everything is good, the soil's strong, the ground's buildable, developable, everything, or the surrounding area around your building, if you're looking at an industrial building, all right? You want to make sure that all that land around your industrial building, because they could have spillage and stuff like that, there isn't any contaminants. Now, if a phase 1 comes back clean, then you got a clean bill of health, okay? If it doesn't, then you have to get something called a phase 2. And a phase 2, make note on this, a phase 2 is something that the lender will always require if the phase 1 doesn't come clean. So therefore, it's the seller's duty, the owner of the property's duty to pay for that phase 2. Because they're not going to ever be able to sell or refinance that property until they do it. All right? So developers, other developers in the area, a lot of people look at different tracts of land or different opportunities, and then they sniff around and they check out the deal, and then at the end of the day, they decide not to move on the property for one reason or another, and they walk away from it. So they're a great source to find deals. I have a lot of friends out there that are developers. I consider myself a developer, but I don't claim it, and the reason being is because I don't like to get my fingernails dirty. There's not money in development. There's not a lot of money. There's money, but not a lot of money. You know where the money is? The money is in getting the plans approved. The money is in getting the plans approved and selling the paper. It's a paper process. That's where the money is involved, okay, when it comes to land and developing. And builders, which are also great people of knowledge. And the local Chamber of Commerce. They know what's going on as well, because people want to pass things through, they want to lobby, they want to get people on board. So here's the types of commercial property to get familiar with. This is multifamily, and with multifamily you have different categories. Now this is important, so don't take this lightly. I'm going to share with you why it's important in just a moment. Garden apartments, high-rise apartments, mid-rise, low, moderate home, student housing, and senior living facility. Student housing is great. It's a great niche. It's a wonderful niche, and if you find something at student housing, it's great. All right. The next one is going to be industrial. Now, there's something I want to point out on industrial, because, as you know, multifamily meets my recession proof. Industrial does not meet my recession proof in the regard that heavy manufacturing, light manufacturing, warehouse distribution does not meet. But self-storage is considered an industrial property type. And the reason why I want you to make that note is because when you're searching on websites like LoopNet, it's part of the criteria. They're going to ask you which property type that you want, and it will say self-storage under industrial. Office, single-tenant, high-rise, mid-rise, office over retail, and of course you got mobile home parks. They are what they are. And guys, we're not looking at, don't make a mistake, because we're going to be looking at deals. I'm going to share this with you later as well. Mobile home parks, we're looking at the whole park, not mobile homes. Okay? There's no money in mobile homes. They're little wobbly boxes. All right? and some of them smell real bad. Stay away from them. All right? We're looking at the whole parks. We're looking at the parks. When it comes to mobile home parks, it's the only property that the value is determined, get this, the value is determined by the income stream, meaning the capital that's coming through, and the land value. Everything else is done by either cap rate and square foot comps. Okay, it's the only one that looks at the land value. The reason being is you're actually buying the land, and it's got something, the dynamics of new development. The dynamics of new development are utilities to site. That's the sewer, the water, electricity. Mobile home parks have all that element. Now what they need to do is scrape off all those wobbly boxes and put that land to its highest and best use. There's people out there that are buying these parks for the income stream, but really what they're doing behind closed doors is they understand the future land value. And what they do is they scrape off the parks. They get the plans approved first because they got income coming through. They get the plans approved for highest and best use. Then they go ahead and they clear the park. Now what they have is a fresh tract of land. Well, with mobile home parks, they don't just build these things fresh day in and day out. There's actually a moratorium on mobile home parks, meaning they're not building them anymore. But when they did build them, here's actually the city over here, and they build them way out here outside the path of progress. And then over the last decade or two, the path of progress has absolutely engulfed these mobile home parks. And a lot of them are sitting right next to colleges, brand new hospitals, and these parks, this land, we're not talking small acreage. Mobile home parks are usually on 30, 40, 50, 150 acres. There's a lot of them right here down south in San Diego. They have a dozen of them down there. And they're big, huge parks. Hundreds of acres of land sitting right in the path of progress. And people own these things and just keep them operating.